Hello all, very good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are watching from. And hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, I'm a Leo, and this is KR7 Tech channel. You are going to spot for at least in the tech latest tech reviews tutorial. If you have any passionate about all the technical technologies, and make sure hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification so you never miss a video. Let's get into our today's topic. WebAPI Zero to Hero Part 2. Yeah. Yesterday we discussed in the part 1 what is the web API roadmap, how we will achieve day by day with increase our practical skills with the in web API. Yeah, yesterday mostly we covered all syllabus, mostly we covered all syllabus, what are the web API methods and what are the web API tools and what is authentication and authorization, and for unit testing, what are the tools we will use in .NET Core Web API or Node.js Web API tools. And yesterday we covered a deployment process also, like CI/CD pipeline using with GCP or Google Cloud or Azure or any other cloud platform. Today we will go with the next topics, like how do we achieve, how do you learn like a web API as a professional experienced person in 3 days. In this class, I will explain day one of part. After that, day one, another part will be covered into our next video as 3 days. Like tomorrow, we will upload two videos, day two, first half, day two, second half, and day after tomorrow, we will upload at day three, first part, and day four, second part. This is our whole concept, and after that 3 days, fourth day, we will conduct a mock interview with one and one, like who are our subscribe channel to the our main channel. And for premium editions, I will give a mock interviews and suggestions and any perspective of areas. Let's go into our topic. Yeah, fundamentals of REST API design. Like in in this slide, we will cover like what are the topics we will cover, and what are the fundamentals, and what is REST API design, and with one example, like web API, in the web API, like mostly we know like web API HTTP methods, like get, post, put, and patch, delete. These are the web API methods. HTTP methods, like get, to retrieve the data. At the time we will use get API. Post API, if we want to add some additional data into our software, at the time we will use as a post. If we want update any data present in the software application. At the time we will use put and delete. If we want to remove a data into our software application, at the time we will use http delete. Yesterday we shown an example like with the simple two list of strings, and we added web api part 1 part 2 like that. And we will once again we will open yesterday studio, Visual Studio. Yeah. Yeah, this is a get API call. If you want to get all the tasks, like the using of get and like a endpoint of task, get API task. If you try out and execute, we'll get a response. ID1 learn web API, ID2 build a .NET Core application. This is a get, and this is a post API slash task. This is a post API call. If we want to add any new data, at the time we will use this endpoint. Here I am adding Node.js. Now the record is added. ID3 Node.js is complete true. And this is a get the pagination of id. This we called as a pagination. When like in the real time, like a records contain a records one record contains like thousand number of rows. At the time each and every page we will load 10 records at the time. At the time we will use this page nation id. If you pass in here page 1, at the time will only show only 10 records. If you pass 2, it will page 2, at the time it will return another 10 records. That's the reason pagination is work. Suppose here if you want to get only third record, yeah, we will get the third record with the using of API with the .NET Core. And this is a put. If you want to update uh, anything in record tag, response code is 204 OK. And if you want to get the third record, the Node.js is updated with JavaScript. And if you want to remove the data, at the time we will use as now 204 response code is 200 response code is okay. And now we are calling once again we will call get. Yeah, 1 2 only 2 records are there. Yeah. And what is the explanation of REST API? Like a standard methods used interact with resource in the REST API. Get is used for, once again the get is used for retrieve the data, and post is used for create new resources, and put is used for update existing resource, and delete is used for removes, and patch is used for partial updates. Partial updates nothing but only what we are updating, we will send only that particular data into client to server. Remaining whole data we don't send with the using of patch. Suppose take an example of book management system. This is a book, get books, to retrieve the books like WebAPI books, Shisha book by Darren Chaman, Shisha book by Milan Jacon, like that. And this is a get post books. If you wanted to add a new book, we will use this post books. Put slash by book slash by one. Update book with the ID one. If you want to update book one name, we will use with this. And patch, if you wanted to partially update with the book one name or anything, we will use patch book ones. Delete. If you wanted to remove the book one at the time, we will use delete book. What are the status code in WebAPI? Status code says nothing but like when we are sending any request from client to server, like whether the record is created or whether the server and client and server connection is success, or any unauthorized user is used for logging, and this purpose we will mainly used response codes. Like 200 means okay, request successful, and 201 means created, resource has created successfully. 201 means like resource as created successfully. When we are using um, post and put or patch, this response will come. When we are using get, this response will come like how 201. 400 means bad request, invalid request. When we are sending a wrong API to client to server, at the time we will retrieve bad request. 404 not found. Resource are not found, like when the resource are not found, resource are down, or we are sending any wrong, we are sending any like not present in the server, like API route, at the time 404 will come. And 500 is the internal server error. It means like client error. It's not going to even server also. The client, in the client only the error is occurring. That the mean like internal server error. And again, what is the rest versus soap comparison? Rest is a explanation of rest rest is stands for representation state transfer, and soap means like, first we will discuss about rest is stateless and lightweight, and it supports JSON and XML and focus resources using URLs. SOAP is a protocol, and it is a secure when we are using in a secure, when we are building a secure application, at the time we will use as a SOAP, a protocol based, and it only supports XML, and it uses WSDL for communication. Like practices of best practices, URL structure, how the URL structure, and what is the versioning and pagination. These topics will cover in the next video. Please subscribe this channel and like this video. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.